Hi, fellow Trojans. As most of you know, I work for a Caribbean medical school, a school that produces a lot of physicians. Currently, we have over 13,000 alumni. In front of you, you see a picture of an empty ER. That's because there will be a physician shortage. That is the macro problem that I've been thinking about, and as some of you know, I've been discussing for a long time. And part of this problem is that we are going to face a physician shortage in the next several years. We don't want to go into doctors' offices and not have a doctor. We want to be treated and we want to have suitable health care for our loved ones. We don't want a staff shortage. We want to make sure that we are supported. So there's a lot of data behind that. By 2025, there will be around a 90,000 doctor shortage. And many folks are starting to study this and research it because it is true. There are states like Georgia who in 2012 introduced that they are putting money aside for residency programs or graduate medical education funding to ensure that there are enough spots for physicians who study in Georgia and graduate from Georgia. Now, like I said, this is a macro problem, and this is something that a lot of people are looking into. However, what's my micro problem? It really is, does my school do a good job in preparing students to get a residency? Will they help this shortfall? And to give you some examples, there are so many blogs for students to see of how schools are compared. As an example here, from 2010, it says only 644 students out of 1,100 who apply matched and 33% didn't. And as you scroll through the blogs, it says exactly why they didn't match. And there are two main reasons. And those are they didn't get the advisement that they needed to be successful, like some of us have had through graduate school or undergraduate school, or they also didn't do well in their exams. And that's because they didn't have the advisement or the support. And through the years, we've kind of seen what we can do to help them. And this kind of goes on as a problem for my school because it lives on since 2010. You know, I heard a lot of bad things about Ross lately, and I would ask people actually about Ross. Is it hard to get rotations? And, you know, is that something that goes around? And as we go through the blogs, it continues to say that we don't do enough for academic advisement, and we also don't do enough for helping them on their exams. So we've started to implement some solutions. However, it doesn't stop there. There are so many blogs and so much research that has gone through Caribbean medical schools that we don't prepare our students well. As an example, it says here, if you go to an offshore school, the best case scenario is that you'll have about a 50% chance or slightly better of matching to a residency position. And when you read through the articles, it does say it's because of what we don't give our students. And same thing here. The reason I don't recommend it is because I believe students and friends, families should explore and exhaust every other option before coming. So a lot of different, there are a lot of problems right now with Caribbean medical education. And there's actually a Senator, Dick Durbin, who has been trying to shut down Caribbean medical education because he feels like we don't provide the resources we need. And that's something that's still being looked into. A lot of different solutions have come into play. And like I said, still more negative feedback, and still, you know, from 2017, still more negative feedback. But all I know is that being part of Ross, I know that we create solutions. As an example, in 2017, we had over 600 students who matched. So it's been a great journey being here, and I know that over the next 2 to 3 years, this problem that we have in Caribbean medical education will be solved because we are affecting advisement and getting students ready for residency.